God says, "This is my last attempt to save your life. Your name is next on the list of dangers you do not see, storms you have not recognized, and traps that have been quietly forming around you while you were busy fighting battles on the surface." I am speaking to you now because the hour has shifted, the atmosphere has changed, and what is moving toward you is not something you can outrun with human strength. You must hear me. You must feel these words in your chest, because I am not warning you to frighten you, I am warning you because I love you, because I created you, because your life matters to me more than you can imagine, and because there are forces moving against you that you have underestimated for too long. I say this with urgency, yet with tenderness. Your name has been spoken in a place where danger grows in silence. Your name, the one I formed before you ever took your first breath, has been written on a list that was never meant for you. A list of destruction. A list of spiritual targeting. A list where the enemy prepares to harm those who are close to breakthrough, those who are close to rising, those who are close to stepping into their divine destiny. And you, my child, are on that list because you have become a threat to darkness without even realizing it. The enemy fears what you are about to become. That is why the attack has intensified. That is why the pressure has increased. That is why the confusion, the heaviness, the strange losses, the unpredictable emotions, and the sudden warfare have been hitting you back to back. Nothing happening to you lately has been random. Everything has been strategic. But hear me again, this is my last attempt to save your life before what has been planned against you becomes too strong for you to fight without me. I am reaching for you because I refuse to let your name stay on the enemy's list. I refuse to let your life end early. I refuse to let your purpose die before it reaches its full power. You were not created to be defeated by darkness. You were created to walk in the middle of fire and come out untouched. But to walk in that kind of power, you must listen to me now. You have been feeling something, a pull, a warning, a heaviness in your spirit. You have been sensing danger even when you couldn't explain it. Sometimes it has come as a quiet fear. Sometimes as a strange dream. Sometimes as a sudden anxiety that made no sense. Sometimes as an inner voice telling you to step back, to change something, to move differently, to stop trusting the wrong people, to stop walking blindly into situations that drain you. You thought it was just stress. You thought it was just your mind running in circles. But it was me. I was trying to get your attention. I was whispering to you, urging you, pulling you, redirecting you. And you felt it, but you didn't know it was me. You must understand this now. When I warn you, it is because something has already started moving. Something has already shifted behind the scenes. Something has already been signed in a place you cannot see. The enemy does not wait until you are ready. He attacks when you are tired, when you are distracted, when you are emotionally drained, when you are vulnerable, when you are surrounded by the wrong voices, when you feel isolated, when you feel unseen, when you feel unloved, when you feel wounded. And that is exactly what has been happening in your life. You have been walking through emotional storms that were meant to weaken your spirit so you would not notice the real danger approaching. But I noticed. And I cannot stay silent. Your name is next on a list of spiritual assignments meant to steal what you carry. Not just your life, but your purpose, your peace, your future, your calling, your joy, your strength, your destiny. The enemy does not simply want to remove you, he wants to erase what you were born to accomplish. And if you continue ignoring my voice, if you continue doing everything on your own, if you continue walking into situations I already told you to avoid, if you continue trusting people I have been quietly pulling you away from, then you will walk into the very danger I am trying to pull you out of today. This is why I am speaking now with such urgency. This is why my tone has changed. This is why I am pressing on your spirit. Because this moment is not just about survival. It is about direction. It is about alignment. It is about protecting what I placed inside of you. It is about turning you away from what has been slowly killing you. It is about restoring the shield around you that has been weakened by exhaustion and disappointment. You have been carrying too much alone. You have been pretending to be strong even when you could feel yourself breaking. You have been trying to survive battles that were never meant to be fought without me. And yes, you have been praying, but you have also been doubting. You have been hoping, but you have also been fearing. You have been trying to trust, but you have also been sinking. And the enemy saw that. He saw where your heart was weakening. He saw where your spirit was shaking. He saw where your faith was trembling. And that is why he placed your name on that list. But listen to me, being on that list does not mean your fate is sealed. It means I must intervene now. It means I must step into your storm. It means I must surround you with divine protection stronger than anything rising against you. It means I must break the assignment before it reaches you. It means I must redirect your steps before you take one more move toward danger. And that is why I am speaking now, because I will not allow the enemy to fulfill what he planned. My child, you have no idea how valuable your life is. You do not see the weight of your calling, the importance of your presence, the impact you are meant to make, the blessings that are meant to flow through you. You see your pain, but you do not see your purpose. You see your failures, but you do not see your future. You see what you lost, but you do not see what I am preparing. You see the delays, but you do not see the destiny waiting behind them. And because you cannot see what I see, you do not understand why the attack has been so intense. Let me tell you why. You are close to a moment that will change everything. You are close to a breakthrough that will lift you higher than you have ever been. You are close to a transformation that will make everything you suffered finally make sense. You are close to stepping into a chapter where your blessings overflow, your heart heals, your mind clears, and your strength multiplies. And because you are close, so close, the enemy panicked. He rushed. He pushed. He intensified. He targeted. And he wrote your name down. But he forgot one truth: I am still God. I decide what happens. I decide what reaches you. I decide what breaks you and what builds you. I decide what stays and what goes. And I have decided that your story is not ending here. I have decided that the enemy's plan will not stand. I have decided that you will rise, that you will recover, that you will step into the fullness of what I designed for you. But you must hear me when I say this. You cannot keep living the way you have been living. You cannot keep ignoring the spiritual signs. You cannot keep pretending nothing is wrong. You cannot keep repeating the same behavior patterns that keep placing you in harm's way. You cannot keep surrounding yourself with voices that drain your strength. You cannot keep holding on to relationships that damage your spirit. You cannot keep returning to habits that weaken your connection to me. You cannot keep silencing your own intuition. Because that intuition is me trying to guide you. This is my last attempt to save your life, not because I want to abandon you if you don't listen, but because the season you are entering requires your obedience, not your excuses. It requires your faith, not your fear. It requires your surrender, not your pride. It requires your alertness, not your distraction. It requires your willingness to trust me even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it means walking away from what is familiar, even when it means letting go of what has been hurting you but you have been afraid to release. And yes, I know you are tired. I know you feel alone. I know you feel like you have been doing everything you can and still losing ground. But that is exactly why I am speaking, because you are tired. Because you are vulnerable. Because you are at a crossroads. And because I refuse to let the enemy succeed in a plan he never had the authority to write. You may not understand everything right now. You may not see the full picture. You may not know why I am pushing you so strongly in this moment. But you will. The clarity will come. The peace will come. The miracle will come. And when it does, you will look back and say, "This warning saved my life. This moment protected my future. This voice from heaven changed everything." And now I need you to keep listening, because what I am about to reveal next will open your eyes to what has been happening around you. I need you to understand something deeper now, something you were never meant to face alone. The danger surrounding you did not appear overnight. It has been building for months, growing quietly in the shadows, taking shape through the things you ignored, the people you trusted too quickly, the habits that weakened you, and the emotional wounds you never fully healed. These openings gave darkness a place to creep in, to study you, to watch your patterns, to predict your reactions. That is how your name ended up on that list. Not because you are weak, but because you were wounded, and wounded souls attract spiritual attention from forces that do not want you to rise again. You have been walking around with pain that you tried to bury instead of bringing to me. You held on to disappointment as if it was your identity. You carried shame as if it defined you. You pushed through heartbreak pretending it didn't hurt. You kept moving forward in public while falling apart in private. I watched you, not with judgment, but with love, seeing how much you tried to survive without burdening anyone. But the weight became too heavy, and the enemy saw the cracks forming in your spirit. He used those cracks to slip lies into your mind, lies about your worth, lies about your purpose, lies about your future, lies about your strength. Lies that whispered, "You're not chosen. You're not protected. You're not going anywhere. You're not loved." But I need you to hear me now. Every one of those lies was an attempt to convince you to give up before you reached the blessings I prepared for you. And when you didn't give up, when you kept pushing even with tears in your eyes, even with heaviness in your heart, even with fear pressing on your chest, that is when the enemy added your name to that list. Because he realized something he hoped would never be true, you are stronger than every wound you survived. And a spirit that refuses to collapse becomes a threat to darkness. You were not supposed to fall. You were supposed to awaken. And that is what you are doing right now, in this moment, as you listen to my voice. You are awakening to the truth that I have been trying to reach you with. You are awakening to the danger and the destiny intertwined around you. You are awakening to the reality that you cannot continue living on autopilot. You must become spiritually awake, spiritually aware, spiritually aligned, spiritually grounded, because the season ahead is too powerful for you to walk into half asleep. I need you to know the truth about why I called this my last attempt to save your life. It is not because my patience is running out, my love for you is endless. It is because the window for certain divine protections is closing. Not because I want it to close, but because your decisions in the coming days will determine the path you step into. If you ignore my voice now, you could walk right into the very danger I am trying to pull you away from. You could give access to someone who means you harm. You could stay connected to a person whose intentions are not pure. You could follow a path that drains your spirit. You could return to a cycle that weakens you. And those choices will place you directly in the line of attack that was written under your name. I am trying to rewrite that line. I am trying to protect you from what is coming. But I cannot force you, you must choose to listen. Listen as I speak clearly. Someone connected to you right now is not who they pretend to be. Someone has been smiling at you with hidden motives. Someone has been studying your vulnerabilities. Someone has been waiting for the moment when your guard is down. Someone has been projecting energy toward you that is meant to confuse you, drain you, distract you, or mislead you. Their presence is not random. They entered your life during a time when your heart was tired, and that timing was strategic. You felt something was off. You sensed it. You questioned it quietly. That was me showing you the truth before it could damage you. This is one of the reasons your name was placed on that list, because the enemy is using someone who appears harmless. A voice that seems gentle. A connection that feels familiar. A relationship that seems comforting. But comfort does not always mean safety. Familiarity does not always mean trust. And emotional closeness does not always mean spiritual alignment. You have allowed people near your soul who should have remained far away from your spirit. And when you allowed them close, they became a doorway. A doorway the enemy walked through. But that doorway is closing now. I am closing it. And that is why this warning feels heavy on your heart, because your spirit knows something must change. Your spirit knows you must pull back. Your spirit knows you cannot keep giving access to everyone who wants a piece of your energy. You cannot keep sharing your dreams with those who do not want you to succeed. You cannot keep opening up your heart to people who do not pray for your well-being. You cannot keep trusting hands that are not clean. You must learn to protect your spirit the same way you protect your physical life, because your spirit is what the enemy truly wants. Let me reveal this further. The enemy wrote your name not because he has power over your destiny, but because he is afraid of it. You are about to step into a season where your influence expands, your voice carries weight, your blessings multiply, and your story inspires others. You are about to step into a period where chains break, cycles end, generational patterns are destroyed, and your life becomes a testimony of strength and restoration. Every time you rise, someone else rises. Every time you heal, someone else finds hope. Every time you choose faith, someone else believes again. That is why the attack against you is personal, because your transformation will trigger a transformation in others. The enemy fears the ripple effect of your breakthrough. That is why he targeted you. That is why you have been under spiritual pressure. That is why your emotions have been up and down. That is why your relationships have been shaking. That is why your sleep has been unsettled. That is why your peace has been disturbed. That is why your mind has been overwhelmed. You are not losing your mind, you are under spiritual surveillance. And that is what I am breaking right now, as I speak these words over your life. You must understand the power of this moment. My warning is not meant to frighten you, but to lift you. To awaken you. To shield you. To bring you back into the safety of my presence. To break the invisible chains around your spirit. To keep your life from taking a turn you cannot reverse. That is why I am speaking with the voice of urgency, because you are standing at the doorway of destiny and danger at the same time. And the direction you choose next will change the entire path ahead of you. I want you to choose life. I want you to choose alignment. I want you to choose the path that leads to healing, restoration, breakthrough, and spiritual covering. I want you to choose me, not out of fear, but out of trust. Because trusting me is the only way you'll stay protected from the storm that was meant to reach you. Let me tell you something you need to hold tightly. The enemy cannot harm you unless you continue walking blind. Awareness destroys access. Revelation destroys attack plans. Obedience destroys traps. Faith destroys fear. And once you hear the truth, once you recognize the warning, once you accept the guidance, the enemy loses the advantage he thought he had over you. Right now, as you listen, I am removing your name from that list. I am breaking the spiritual assignment written against you. I am placing a shield over you that darkness cannot penetrate. But the shield stays strong only if you stop returning to what weakens you. You must disconnect from what drains you. You must release what hurts you. You must walk away from what confuses your spirit. You must trust the signs I send you, even when they conflict with your emotions. The danger was meant to reach you, but my voice reached you first. And because it reached you, something is shifting now. In the unseen, in the atmosphere, in the spiritual realm where your future is already written. The attack that was forming is losing its power. The darkness that was growing is collapsing. The trap that was built is breaking. But the revelation you need next, the part that will explain what you must do, comes now. And I need you to breathe, open your spirit, and listen deeply. Because what I reveal in the next part will show you exactly what steps to take so your life remains protected from the danger that was assigned to your name. Now listen closely, because this moment is sacred. What I am about to reveal is not just information, it is instruction. It is direction. It is the path that lifts you out of danger and into destiny. You have heard the warning, you have felt the urgency, you have sensed the weight of my voice, and now you must receive the guidance that will carry you into safety, strength, and spiritual power. First, I need you to understand this truth: the danger assigned to your life was never stronger than my protection. The enemy had a plan, but I have purpose. The enemy had a list, but I have a destiny. The enemy had a strategy, but I have victory prepared long before darkness ever rose against you. The only reason you are hearing this message right now is because you were chosen to survive what was meant to break you. You were chosen to rise from what tried to silence you. You were chosen to step into a future greater than the pain you endured. But to step into that future, you must stop ignoring the signs I've been placing in your path. You must stop brushing off the uneasy feelings. You must stop running back to people who drain your spirit. You must stop trusting voices that pull you away from the peace I'm trying to give you. You must stop giving access to those who don't deserve a single inch of your soul. Your heart has been too open to the wrong influences. Your spirit has been too generous with the wrong energies. And that is what created the opening that allowed your name to be written on that list. But now, through this message, that opening is closing. Hear me well, you are not in danger because you are weak. You are in danger because you are powerful. Because you carry a purpose that intimidates darkness. Because your future is bigger than your past. Because something inside you is waking up, and the enemy fears what you are becoming. That is why the pressure has been heavy. That is why your mind has been overwhelmed. That is why your emotions have been unpredictable. That is why you felt like you were fighting battles without knowing why. But this is the last day you walk unaware. From this moment forward, you will begin to recognize the signs I send. You will feel my nudges. You will sense my direction. You will know when to step back. You will know when to walk away. You will know when to say nothing. You will know when to move forward. You will know when to disconnect. You will know when something is not meant for you. And the confusion you've been carrying will start to lift, because I am restoring clarity to your spirit. There is something else I must tell you, and it may shake you, but it will also free you. You have been protecting someone who has not been protecting you. You have been giving loyalty to someone who has given you deception. You have been pouring love into someone who has taken more than they ever planned to return. You have been keeping peace with a person who only brings you spiritual conflict. And every time you kept them close, every time you trusted their words, every time you gave them access to your emotions, your spirit lost a little more strength. This was one of the enemy's greatest strategies, using someone familiar to create spiritual fatigue in your life. That fatigue made you vulnerable. That vulnerability opened a spiritual door. That door allowed your name to be written on that list. That is why this message is not just a warning, it is an awakening. I am removing the blindfold from your spirit. You will see the truth of people's intentions. You will feel the wrong energy the moment it enters your space. You will notice when someone's presence disturbs your peace. And you will finally walk away without guilt. Because your protection matters more than pleasing anyone. Now, listen again with your whole heart. The next choices you make determine the next chapter of your life. The danger assigned to you does not disappear because you heard my voice. It disappears when you obey my direction. You must align yourself with the path I am laying out. You must take the steps I show you. You must trust me even when it feels uncomfortable. Because I am not guiding you away from something small, I am guiding you towards something extraordinary. You feel the shift already. You feel the heaviness loosening its grip. You feel the clarity rising inside you. You feel the peace returning to your chest. That is not coincidence, that is confirmation. My presence is surrounding you now. My hand is lifting you. My light is breaking through the darkness that tried to claim you. The attack that was forming is collapsing. The danger that was approaching is turning away. The spiritual assignment written under your name is being erased as I speak. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even when you felt abandoned, I was there. Even when you felt forgotten, I was watching over you. Even when you felt hopeless, I was whispering strength into your soul. Even when you were one step away from breaking, I was holding you together. And even now, right now, as this message flows into your spirit, I am wrapping you in protection stronger than anything sent against you. Your life is not over. Your story is not ending. Your journey is not collapsing. You are not a lost cause. You are not a mistake. You are not unworthy. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are protected. You are rising. And nothing written against you will stand against you. But hear the final truth, the truth that completes this divine message. Your name was placed on a list of destruction, but I am placing your name now on a list of miracles. A list of breakthroughs. A list of divine turnarounds. A list of supernatural protection. A list of future blessings. A list of restored peace. A list of renewed strength. A list of healed hearts. A list of chosen ones. A list of survivors. A list of warriors who refuse to fall. A list of souls I am covering with my own hand. This is my last attempt to save your life, not because I am finished speaking to you, but because this is the final warning before the breakthrough begins. If you listen to me, if you trust me, if you follow the signs, you will not only survive what was meant to destroy you, you will rise higher than you have ever risen before. You will step into a destiny the enemy tried to erase. You will walk into blessings he tried to block. You will live the life he feared you would find. And when you look back on this moment, you will say with your whole soul, this was the message that saved me. This was the moment everything changed. This was the voice that pulled me out of danger and into destiny. You are protected. You are chosen. You are mine. And your story is only beginning.